Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you might happen to be joining us today. Welcome back. If you are new here, welcome for the first time. Today we're going to be playing a bit of Dungeons and Dragons. Now, last week we did have some issues with the recording, so we just had the narrative recap. I apologize for that. This week we will have the full session play. That's what you're getting right now. And the narrative recap will then follow in a couple more days. So sit back, enjoy, comment below if there's anything that you want to ask me or anything that you want to see coming up in the upcoming sessions. And for now, let's jump on into it.
If you've had a Vindaloo curry the night before, it should be acid damage.
Anyway,
I need to stop
shall
thinking.
we begin? So, following on from last week, we picked up after the destruction of the kebab shop. We had some very interesting discussions about sacrificing for the purposes of exploring ideas. I'll put it that way. Where do you guys want to pick up after those? After what all happened last week? Are we having a night's rest? Are you?
I thought we were heading to the Kraken.
You were heading to
we
the
just
Kraken,
spoken.
that's right.
We just spoken to Big Man Paladin, and I need to get hold of the amulet, and we were going to the Kraken to get said amulet and sword, and potentially a willing sacrifice. Willing being used in the very loosest of terms.
Yes, definitely. With your group. Okay. Yes,
I
so
mean, we
that's
didn't
right.
get ourselves killed by Driller, so...
You were heading towards the Kraken. You had, because I remember you had passed the Eternal Nothing, hadn't you? Because you had spotted to see if it affected Zethian. Or sorry, not, Zethian again. Which it did.
Yes.
So you've had a few points of contact there where Zethian, you've noticed whenever you get near the Nothing, it almost seems to draw your heat away for a very short time. Which you have not encountered anywhere else up until this point. So it definitely does stand out.
Should really get that checked out.
Should.
So, are you making any plans before arriving? Are you?
Yeah, I do feel like we probably need to make a plan. Yes. Last time, if I remember correctly, the idea was for me to disguise self into the guy who is dead, come to them, and be like, hey, where is the soldiers, essentially? And one way or the other, try to find it, and this way sort of steal it. Is that generally where we were going?
Yeah, I think that's where we had planned it to, was you were going to go in disguised as Mady. We were going to wait. We were going to wait for after, and then if anything happened, we could bail you out. If I remember, Zephian wasn't overly enthusiastic about our idea of sacrificing people.
No, I'm kind of here with just general apathy at this point, and kind of just morbid curiosity to watch what happens, rather than a willing group participant.
Yeah, and Harwin wanted me to get the amulet from the other Dragonborn dude. I can't remember the other Dragonborn's name because I've slept since then, and it's also been more than 5 seconds since his name was mentioned.
Are you
Where's the other Dragonborn located?
You have his home address. If I bring up the city map.
City boy.
I don't have a version in game that actually has all of the waypoints on it, unfortunately. But I can put a couple pins down if you give me just a second.
I remember roughly where the Kraken is. It was like over there. But that's only because I also have the map up on another tab.
So, remembering in quotation marks.
I knew it was in the northwest, and yes, the vision was in my hand at the time.
Yeah.
I roughly like just the centre is somewhere around there. I know like the Midnight Market's somewhere around there. Shag is somewhere around there.
So
somewhere around there off the top of my head.
The Salty Kraken is basically there-ish. And then where Alex's home is, I will put a pin over there. Within
Just
the
let me know if you need
gardens.
either of them burning down.
So it's a good way. It's a good ways away from the Salty Kraken.
Is it one for the way back, or...?
It's not far from the broken keg. If you do remember, the keg is located
back there, isn't it? Or in that vicinity?
Here.
Yeah, I think it's one for the way back.
He's also more likely to be an ally than an enemy.
And
because we at least
also,
have
just for
Brimstone that
reference,
might back us up.
Sanshara's is up there.
Okay.
Just giving you some context for places.
Okay.
And we are roughly, what, probably around here-ish, I'm guessing, if we came from...
I would say
Iron
we're
Soul,
picking
like,
up,
somewhere up there, wouldn't they?
I would have actually said that we're picking up... Well, if you passed the Nothing, you went to the Soul, you would have then traveled along the outer wall. So you'd be kind of somewhere around here, about to head
sweet.
through one of the gates into the outer reach, towards the Kraken, is where we'll pick up.
Okay.
Can I dip my toes in the sea?
Yeah, once you go out there, yes, you can. There are certainly some beaches where you can do that if you'd like.
I'm
The
going to
water
aim to dip
here
my toes
is
in all the different
cold.
oceans.
You can strip down to your budgie smugglers.
I can't take this armor off, remember?
Oh yeah.
This is
Very
very
true.
much temperature-wise. This is very much England North Sea. It is a cold water port.
We should have spoken to Harwin about that armor you've got on, by the way.
I'm sure it will not hinder us at all in the enemy type that we're possibly about to encounter.
No. But it'd also be nice for you to get it off because you're starting to smell a bit funky.
You smell.
If he sweats much more, the inside of that armor piece might go rusty.
Yeah.
Scale
If he gets
doesn't
any more
actually
funky,
rust.
it may actually just take itself off of him.
I thought it was half plate.
Yeah, but it's a half plate made out of scales. That's why it coats the way it does. It's almost like it's a half plate almost made out of fish scale, if you remember the way I described it as the sea motif to it.
I just picture him walking around in like a sequined tank top.
Wait, if
Yeah,
it's scale
that-
like it has a fish motif,
Yeah.
So is he kind of like discount Aquaman?
Yeah. We'll go with that one. Yeah.
can I dive head first further into the water and just see if it helps me swim any better? Science, baby.
You can certainly try. Do you go for it?
Yeah, what could go? Can I tie
you
a rope
do
around
this?
my
Do you
waist
actually
first,
know
and if
how
I
to
give
swim?
a double tug, my friends have to pull me back in case I fuck things up?
Yeah, do you actually know how to swim? First things first.
Yeah, I worked in a
Where's
fishing
this-
village and I saved a geezer out in
Yeah,
Dortide.
he worked on fishing boats. He can swim.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Athletics. Flat athletics. 22?
You seem to be swimming fairly well. You don't know if that's just you're a good swimmer or if it's the armor.
But I can swim in armour that could otherwise potentially be a little bit on the heavy side, so I take that. It's not heavy armour, it's medium armour, but we take
Correct.
the win. Swimming in clothes is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
And you don't seem to be struggling
Sweet.
that much.
I'll swim back to shore. I won't waste too much more time, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
In regards to the question that you sent me about the jewelry, George, you have no idea unless one of you has a stone crafting or a jewelry crafting or something like that would help you. You don't have any way of knowing how much those jewels are worth. They look expensive to you.
Fair. Does anyone have anything that could help? I've got carpenter's tools, but I don't think that helps.
I have tinker's tools.
I
Where
have,
do we see it? On background.
I have tinker's tools, cartographer's tools, calligrapher's tools. I have holy water.
I feel like that's going to be a fun one to save for if we see anything really just dodgy, just throw the holy water out.
Yeah, I'm kind of keeping it just in case. It's my in case of vampire or unholy being.
In case of
I also have some
emergency,
manacles.
throw a vial.
Yeah,
I do like the idea that I have a crowbar with me all the time.
Oh,
Crowbars
that's
are the most
actually a
useful
good
things
idea.
to have
If
with
they're
you.
actually good jewels, they shouldn't break to a crowbar.
Mhm.
Or at least if it's a diamond.
I mean you've got a wacky great hammer. If it breaks to the hammer, it's probably not worth much.
I'd rather not break my hammer if it's potentially a diamond and I slam it with all my might. Just shatter my magical hammer instead of the diamond.
Well, a magical
you're
item
swinging that
should
hard.
not break unless it's a magical item.
Yeah, and then we'd know that you got a magical diamond.
Yeah, but I also like my hammer.
I mean, all of the things we got that could potentially be magical or valuable. Once we get the amulet for Harwin, we have a very, very knowledgeable person on our side that we could probably count on for information on
True.
various items of magical like identity.
I'm thinking of using these like expensive looking jewels because we don't know if they're real or not as a bargaining chip if things go wrong. Because you know these are clearly the kind of people that like shiny things.
Yeah, failing that, you could use them to buy a new kebab shop for our buddy.
That's tempting. Help the party or help the kebab.
I mean, kebab helps party as well. Food is morale.
This is true, except Sam doesn't eat in this kebab shop.
Look, guys, I've
Awesome.
already told you there is a perfectly good kebab shop, alternative kebab shop round the corner.
But it's not the kebab shop. Doesn't
Yeah, the
have
guy
the
around
same
the corner
special
specializes
sauce.
in turkey kebabs. I mean, come on.
Yeah. He doesn't have the special sauce.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Alright.
I thought George was the specialist in special sauce.
No, that's Big Mo.
That's what Mo
No
says. All right.
Gentleman
So-
who speaks.
Distracted by the ocean, planning before you get in. When you walk into the Kraken, what are you planning to do?
Oh, could we chat a little bit before going to the Kraken? I just want to understand our plan with the more. Guys,
Yeah,
when
well,
first
I
do
said
we
right
talk
now you're
about these
sitting.
guys?
Right now you're sitting on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So it's we're on the beach. So we know that there is Sneechy and Davy in the Salted Kraken. That's what I
Yeah.
have in my. They have a sword. They know the guy who died. Do we know his name? So if I walk into that guy, well, they'll have a lot of questions. So I kind of have one of two. Like I wouldn't be able to sustain the disguise for hours, because obviously I don't know anything about any of them, and I will suspect something. So I need to do something quick.
Yeah.
So I can see two ways of attack. One of them is to be quick and be like, "Hey guys, I have guys over there who will give us so much money for that fucking sword. That fucking sword, that they have so much fucking money. Come to that place with a sword and let's go, and potentially go this way, or go another way. For one of you guys to come with me and say, we're gonna kill this guy if you don't give us the sword, and we also will give you some money in addition to that." So that maybe I don't have to talk. Maybe I disguise myself into like a beaten face, so they maybe suspect less. That's
I
for now
think-
the approach I kind of have.
I think we need to get them out of the Kraken, because we don't want to have a fight with the entire bar.
I'm also not going in the bar when there's wanted posters of me lurking around.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also pretty sure we didn't hide the bodies, so there's a chance that in like the week that's passed since we murdered the geezers, they know that their mates are dead.
They probably do. It's a very good chance that they do. And in this case, we would need to basically be like, I fake my own death, or just go, which I think could be in this world, those fucking wizards.
Well, no, you're better
Those
off.
fucking wizards and not explain it.
You could always just put yourself as, oh, that hospital stay, you know. Only just came to it the other day. Some kind of strange dropped you off at hospital. You recovered. You come back.
Really good doctor.
Very expensive. We need to sell this sword so that I can pay my hospital bills because I didn't have insurance.
Kill me and stay dead. Too expensive.
No, I think if you can go in and you can get them out of the Kraken, whether it's because you've got a buyer for the sword or you've stashed the cloak, so they've got or someone's like bought the cloak and now wants to buy the sword.
That's good. That is quite good. Now someone has a cloak and then wants to buy a sword. Okay, and then after we walk out of the Kraken, because it's a city. It's not like middle of nowhere, Wild West. It's not like we need.
Yeah.
We can't just attack them in the middle of the street. Is what I'm sort of saying.
No, because we don't want to attack them until we see where the sword is anyway.
Yeah.
And any dealings are going to be done.
So you
No,
want me to burn
exactly.
the pub down so that they're automatically outside because the pub burns down.
No.
Isn't the guy that runs it though like a Triton or something? So he probably has some knowledge of how to get some water into his waterside pub if it burns.
Yeah, the guy is a Triton.
You underestimate my power.
And if need be, like, we can torture them to tell us where the sword is, because I can, like, summon water, so we can just waterboard them until they can confess to us.
What kind of a cleric are you again?
Depends how many of them are Tritons.
A pragmatic one.
Man wants results and justice.
I won't let them die.
I mean, might use them. Capitalize on that. Okay. So,
This is why I don't play paladins.
I'm just slightly afraid that if I need to walk with them to the hideout for a long time, the longer I'm with them, the more chances of them like noticing that something is wrong. Like if some random person was trying to impersonate your mate, like it wouldn't
Do you want me
take
to come
me
with
that
you and you
long.
can claim that I'm your hired bodyguard after, faking your own death?
We won't be far behind you.
Yeah.
Like just George walks up to you while you're following him, just going, "How's it going? Have you gained their trust yet?"
So I think let me then come to them, but okay, let me know if I can do that with disguise self. Can I disguise self as that person, but with I don't know, disfigured part of the face or something? To at least be like, oh.
Now, what I'm going to
so
say is because it has been 5 days since the events, and it's been a very busy 5 days since those events, there is going to be an intelligence check involved to see how well you can remember one of the faces. To mimic.
Yeah. Perfectly fine with that. I'll help you with that.
The spell allows you to mimic whatever you can envision. So, one of those people beat up or whatever, easy enough if you can remember what they look like, yes.
Oh, in this case, can... sorry, who has the cloak? Oh, Vethian has the cloak. Maybe it's good for him to come with me and be like, hey, I'm so rich, I have the cloak. If you guys give me the sword as well, I'll pay you a bunch of money. And I'll be like, oh, I cannot really talk. Let's just get the money first, and then I'll chat with you guys later. I will promise to switch it for some other artifact that we have, something that looks shiny. So we'll get to the hideout. 2 of you are following us not far behind, and then we start the fight. How does that sound as a general logic? And then when it goes wrong, there is a fist fight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I see zero problems with this plan.
And I'm sure that this tavern isn't going to worry too much about wanted signs of Zephian, because it's effectively like a...
I feel like he can be like, I'm a famous criminal with a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a bar of scum and villainy.
I was thinking for that to come just because of the cloak, and then we can like, oh, I have already the cloak, give you the sword, and I'll pay you a bunch of money. But if someone else wants to go and volunteer, up to you guys. I think it would be too suspicious if it's too many people, but one person.
Yeah, I think that's the best route. And then Coles and I will wait outside. We can have a smoke or something waiting outside to look like we're just getting ready to head on in.
Okay. Guys, remind me one thing: the suspicious grenade, the crazy one, is it still with us or is it with the paladins? Where was
With
the
paladins, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
paladins.
Unfortunately,
He left it with Driller.
Yeah.
that's enough planning for me. Unless anyone else has any more information other than Snitchy and Davy.
No, not really.
Most of what I recall about they look like was they all look like Smee from Peter Pan.
So, sure, let me disguise self as the guy who were touched that he let them, but like with disfigured part of the face here, and maybe with like scars or something as well, just to give myself some chances.
Okay. Give me an
Casey, if you want, you can roll how. Would you want to roll so that I don't know how close I actually am? Because I think it could be funnier.
That is actually quite.
I'm not doing.
I'll do that. I like that idea.
Yeah. Did he?
What is your
Did he have a
intelligence
mustache that he
modifier?
not? Yeah. Just give me a second. What is? -1.
Okay.
Should I do it with advantage? Maybe. Good luck. Screw that. No advantage. Let's go.
Okay. You disguise yourself. You think you've done fairly well.
Just okay. So that just for fun of it. I'm asking other guys how close am I looking to the guy that we saw. Guys, what do you tell me?
I can't, for the life of me, remember what he looked like, so I'm just giving you the thumbs up. Like,
I mean, he looks like a thug who's been beat up to the rest of you, definitely. If anyone wants to make any checks to see if you can figure out anything more specific, you can. But at first glance, he looks like a thug that got beat up.
Yeah, I'm just giving the thumbs up. I'm like, yep, you don't look like Theodore. Perfect.
I trust it.
Okay, I'm encouraged by my peers.
Okay. Are you heading in?
Right, I don't have anything else. Let's just before we go, Sam, what do we say that we're gonna give them as a price for getting us the sword? Do we have anything that looks expensive?
I mean, we have money.
Yeah, he has
Do you want my expensive looking jewellery from Shan Shaggers?
he has a bag full of platinum and everything. All he can say is he's ready to negotiate prices once he sees a sword.
I'll brush myself up and present myself with my nice fancy cloak as, as posh and rich as possible, so it looks like I have buckets of money.
Loads of money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we can just go, to do this exchange, we just need to go to my safety deposit box and just murder them on the way.
Casey, do you remember Armor of Agathis? Is it noticeable if I cast it on myself?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's VSM.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm not do that. Really have this guy's self. Sam, let's go.
Okay. The two of you.
Let go.
The two of you head into the Triton's bar. Gone blank on the name of it now.
The Salty Kraken?
Confident, try to smile.
That's the Kraken, the Salted Kraken. The two of you head into the Salted Kraken.
Open the door.
Yeah.
As you head in, you do see a Triton standing behind the bar. The bar is very low lit. So making out other people, you can see that there are other people in the bar, but they are far enough back that from the doorway, backlit, it's hard to make out faces. Do you guys... Where do you head to as you head in?
Confidently, going to the bar. To the bartender and asking for beer. Oh, for a pint. I'll ask you for a pint. Yeah.
Okay.
All excited and go as of like find, and I'm like, Sneechy, Davy, where are they? Can't see shit after being so beat up. The fuck is Sneechy and Davy?
The bartender, who looks fairly young, green-skinned, hair slicked back as if wet. You can see ridges along his neck that you realize are probably gills, as he is an amphibious creature. He kind of looks at you. He goes, "Pint I can do. What are you doing looking for Snitchy and Davy? Who are you?" As he starts to pour the pint.
As if you don't know. And looking at Seth's character. Dethian. Oh, we're gonna see Sneechy and Davy. They would be so surprised to see me alive. It's gonna be such a cool prank. I bet they thought I kicked the bucket.
He puts a.
So I don't actually. That's over there. I like it.
He puts a pint in front of you. Says that'll be 2 copper. He looks over at you, Zethian. Anything for you?
Yep.
A pint for myself as well, please.
He kind of looks you up and down, and then looks at your order and goes, "All right, big spender, don't spend it all at once." He starts to pour you another pint.
Well, you don't stay rich by spending it all.
He puts another pint on the counter and collects the 4 copper in total from you. Doesn't say anything else about where Snitchy and Davy are. You didn't answer his question, but he didn't answer yours either.
I'm going to vet him. Mate, my mouth hurts to talk. Can you negotiate with this guy? I can't see shit. Where the fuck is this shit, Davy? And start drinking. So obviously,
what am I supposed to be negotiating for? You haven't shown me you have the goods yet.
No. Ask him where Stitch and Davy are, because it's painful for me to talk. I just don't want to keep talking.
Some great representative you are. I come here trying to procure great wares, and this guy can't even point me to the right people. But apparently you can help me, good sir.
It's a fish market and a bar. I don't know what you're looking to buy great wares here for. You want to buy some fish? Got some nice big halibut in today.
Wasn't really what I came in here for.
I know. And I don't know why you came in here for what you said you came in here for. You've got a buddy with you.
Do you know where I could
give me a name? You haven't given me a name. Haven't asked me my name. Pretty rude couple fellas walking in here, really.
A name's that important?
Of course.
We don't want to. That we wanted to conduct some discreet business from time to time.
Now, how can I be a bartender who knows all my clients' friends and families and problems and listens to their concerns if I don't even know their names?
The only problem I have is that I don't know where this where I am looking for is currently located. After the great assurances from this gentleman here that this would be the right place to find it.
I'm not sure either.
Casey, can I ask, when I interacted with bartender, can I roll to understand whether he knows the guy that I am pretending to be? As he looks at me as, oh shit, it's the guy who died that walked in?
Insight.
Is it like a guy who... Yeah. You know. 8.
With an 8, you can tell he knows something he's not saying, but you cannot make out what it is. Whether it's something about you, or something about Snitchy and Davy, or something about merchandise, you can't work out what it is, but he's definitely not telling you everything.
Okay. Okay, can I ask him how much would it cost for you to tell me your regular Snitchy and Davy and to speak with them?
Now, let me just get this straight here, kid. You're saying that these two guys are a couple of my regulars, and you're wanting to pay me to rat them out to you. Is that right?
Rat them out. I want to talk with you and I don't have much time. Rat them out? Did those guys done something horrible and now in hiding again? Those guys are hiding again. Jesus Christ.
I'm just asking if that's what you're asking.
Remind me, how hard did they hit you on the head again? I'm just kind of sitting at the bar, just kind of head in hand, like heavily unimpressed.
The bartender kind of looks over at you, and then he looks back at yourself, Vlad, and he goes, because, you know, if that is what you're asking, call it 100 gold.
Okay. Okay. One here. A, I don't have 100 gold to start with. B, sure. Okay, I'll just go. Give it a minute.
He walks over to help another customer.
And I'm speaking to that end.
Sorry, what are you saying to me?
Need help in strategizing out of here.
Well, I'm not giving you the money for the information if that's what you're asking.
Oh yeah, that would be quite understandable. But also, from the response from the bartender doesn't know who I am, and there are two options: either I'm very different from who I'm supposed to look like, or he just doesn't know the guy. I ask you to remember that we met back then, and how close do I actually look to him? How familiar am I?
trying to think if I can say something crafty in earshot of the well, loudly that the bartender hears.
Because the other option is to tell him to basically pay him less, and tell him to tell Stitch and Davy that we want to buy something fiery from them, something hot from them, a hot commodity that we want to procure from them, and then set a rendezvous point.
I'm tempted just to make a very loud remark to you about my frustration about coming here for this so-called business deal. And if we don't get this done the easy way, I'll come back next time and raid the place with the lads, and it won't be quite so pleasant for all that involved.
You wanna go intimidation?
Why not? That's never gone badly before.
I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna go well, but like, let's try it.
Alright, so I insinuate my frustrations very loudly at you. So I'm not giving you money to pay this man for information. I'm not paying for introductions. You either get me in front of the people to buy this item legitimately, or we'll come back and do this the hard way. And see if the bartender takes any notice.
He does not. Either he does not hear you, or he hears you and assumes that this is your business, not his. He rolled a 4 on his perception.
So he completely ignores the shouting patron down the other end of the bar.
He's down at the other end of the bar, helping someone out, and just not paying attention.
I mean, I can try again, but louder. Like while Margin banging on the bar, threatening to walk out.
Are you going to?
Oh, that's what I'll do. Why not?
Sam, before you before you start doing it, suggest you another option. Just because I'm not sure if we will be able to intimidate, but that option would be get the 2 other geezers of our party to us and just start drinking at that bar. If I actually do look like the guy I'm supposed to look like, they're probably just gonna find me at some point if I'm just gonna walk around the bar and drink for 4 hours. Like, they might notice me, or someone else will notice me.
Yeah, but it depends if they want
and then
to
I'll
notice
pretend to be
you.
drunk. Well, it would be strange, right? Like, if they knew me before and they've heard that I died, at least I'll get like weird looks from them, and they'll probably like ask me something. You know what I mean? Because like our whole plan was that they know who I am, and it's like their buddy. Essentially.
But if this guy at the bar doesn't want to give up his patrons, they're not going to then randomly walk around and introduce themselves to you. Would be my guess.
Yeah. I don't know. Up to you.
I prefer just making a mess and banging on the bar, making loud noises, being a drunkard.
As you two are having your conversation, each of you give me a perception check with disadvantage. And with the average dice you two roll, I don't know why I'm even asking for this check. We'll see.
Brutal.
Perception.
Disadvantage normally pays off for them.
17!
Wow.
I'm on it. I had coffee or something.
Yeah.
Your worst roll beat my best roll.
Theodore, as the two of you are having a conversation, you notice that the bartender is down at the far end of the bar, and he's been talking and whispering with a client. And he kind of has the guy a Greek, and he's like, "Now go, hurry up, just get back that way. And he kind of glances over your direction.
Oh!
And you can't quite make out who he was speaking to, but whoever that was heads around the corner. And Richard vanishes.
Oh yeah. I'm knocking that end with my shoulder, and like, that guy, he knows something.
Then what are we waiting for?
Yeah, I think we'll just bolt for it after him.
Let's not make it too
catch up to him.
I've thrown my anger tantrum. I can get up and like storm off after him and make it look like I'm just rage quitting the bar.
Well, he's heading further into the back of the bar, not out of the bar.
I'm bolting towards him, and then moving fast in that direction to try to catch up to him.
Or I can storm out and then I'll go find the others and get some reinforcements.
I mean,
I'm already out. I'm already moving in that direction, so I don't really see you. Okay, yeah, I'm trying to catch up to him.
Yeah, so Vlad, you head, or Theodore heads towards the back of the bar. Zethian heads out of the bar. Okay. As you head towards the back of the bar, give me a perception check. This time, no disadvantage, just a straight roll.
11.
As you get back there, you start looking around, and this part of the bar is pretty empty, but you do notice sitting in a booth towards the very back what looks like 3 individuals.
Okay, do I know if they... So I saw a guy walking that direction. I'm like stunned after.
You basically you see what looks like someone sitting down at a table with 2 other people. As you get back there,
I am going for it. Oh, that might end up badly.
Well,
nice down, you guys. I'm going towards them. Coming closer, seated with them. Like, and like look at them into the eyes and be like, "Do you remember who I am?"
Okay. We'll leave that for a
And
second.
just looking for that response. Yeah.
Okay. We'll leave that for a second. Meanwhile, Zethian, you're heading outside. And
yeah,
what are you
to the
doing?
others.
What are you saying to the others?
Tell that our esteemed friend has potentially spotted who we may need to talk to, but a show of force may be appreciated. We should probably go after him before he gets into too much trouble.
Violence time.
Maybe. Hold that thought.
Violence.
Also, the beer's pretty decent.
I'm sure we can show some muscle.
Oh yeah.
At which point, you know, as soon as you tell me where we're going, I'm going to do something stupid, quite possibly.
Okay.
And I will say that out loud as Saladin.
Are you self-aware enough to say that?
Yeah.
I'm aware of my past actions.
Yeah, but are you aware that they're stupid?
Yes, that's why I make them. They're fun. Less thinky thinky.
I'm sure.
Drinky.
I'm sure. You know, Daz tells him they're stupid all the time, and he does them. Yeah.
I have 12 wisdom, but 8 intelligence. I'm street smart, but I'm just not smart.
So
He's the kind of guy to put on his Facebook profile, comes from the school of hard knocks.
Exactly.
So, as you're bringing the group in, we'll cut back to Theodore. You see the guy sitting down at the table. You don't really pick up on who the other people at the table are. At first you think it's another human, and at first glance maybe a halfling. He slides into the table and sits down with some drinks. You slide in and sit down and look at him, and what was it you say again?
It'd help if you weren't on mute.
I do.
He says, "Are you not entertained?"
Yeah, it would work better, Vlad, if you were not on mute.
I was
And
gonna
you
say,
also realised you were still
just
not
me.
on mute.
Okay. First, I will be conscious that they don't touch me to not reveal my disguise. But my saying is, hey, do you remember who I am? Do you even remember who I am? And look at him, dead in the eyes, trying to glean so he sees my face, and I want to gather his reaction, basically.
So as you sit down and you say that, you look across and you do notice, you can tell this is, you think, Snitchy. He looks confused and he says, "You look a lot like..." But he's...
Yes, I know.
And then he kind of looks really shocked, and actually, as he sits back and looks at the other two in the booth, you realize that the other two in the booth are not another person and a halfling, but a woman and a child. And they're looking at him going,
Daddy?
Who is this guy? Ronald? And the kid starts crying.
Okay, yeah. Okay, okay. At this point, I'm like,
Oh man.
okay. Let's try to solve this situation. I'm like, oh, face. Oh, shit. Sorry, I misrecognize you. Meet me at 9 p.m. at the exit from Salty Kraken. If you can, I have very important business. Are you able to meet me today? I don't have time to explain right now. Can you meet me?
I'm with my family. You look. Look, are you Eddie's brother or something? I went to Eddie's funeral. Are you?
He ain't Eddie.
Idiot! Eddie! Again, explain later, not the time to talk. What time are you free today? Let's meet up here and I'll tell you the whole story we need.
Alright, yeah.
Quickly.
I'll speak to you. I'll speak to you then. Just, yeah.
Oh, and then
And
look at this. Apologies, just saw my old friends, and then I just walk off.
And as you walk off, you can hear him saying to himself, he looked a lot like Eddie. I mean, maybe it's Eddie's brother or something. No, Eddie. He died in that accident at the docks last week. I told you about it. We went to his funeral.
I have a name now. That's cool. I know who I am. Eddie. And that's Nietzsche. Okay. What did you say?
For what it's worth, we already know that his name was Eddie.
I forgot. Did you guys know? Because if you know anything else, let me
The name rings a bell for some reason, or I'm just being dumb.
There were a number of names. You did not know which names went with which faces. And as you are stepping away from the table, the other three are heading towards you.
I try to be like sneaky, pass them by as if I'm not looking into them, and as I'm passing by, just like kind of cover to like come to my table in a minute, and I take a beer and sit down somewhere further away, start drinking beer.
Okay. So the rest of you all rush into the bar, and immediately you see the disguised Theodore standing up quickly from a table and rushing past you in the other direction.
I'm beeline into that table.
To the one that he just left?
Yep.
Okay.
No.
You beeline over to that table and stand there, and as you look down, you see Snitchy and a woman and a crying child. And they're both trying to comfort the kid.
No mercy. He's a guy called Snitchy. He's known for being a snaky fucker. You're coming with me, or the child's gonna cry for a lot longer than this.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Who are you? And of course, then she starts screaming, Roland, what's going on? What is this all about? Do you still continue to drag her away?
Two options. You're coming with me, or the child's gonna have a lot more reasons to cry.
Look, I don't know who you are. I don't know what this is about. Oh yeah, you all hear this. The entire bar hears this.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back to Salty back. Mate, don't touch me. He's my friend. Just let him be with his family. We'll speak with him later. He promised me to come chat. He's my boy. It doesn't matter. He will be with us shortly. Let's just drink some beer and wait. Don't worry, Snitchy. He will not hurt you. Try to like diffuse the situation, essentially.
And of course the woman is screaming like, Roland, why are they calling you Snitchy? What's going on? Who are these people? And the kid is just wailing.
Can I slap Saladin over the back of the head?
You certainly can.
There's some strong words about stop being an idiot.
Glorious.
I feel zero remorse. I'll throw the child like the fucking dice I have in my backpack. Play with that kid. Snitchy, you come with us. I've got my eye on you.
Why do they keep calling you that? She's screaming at him at this point, trying to figure out what's going on. He's trying to calm her down. She's hysterical. The kid's wailing. And at this point,
it's me trying to hit this man that's trying to assault children over the back of the head.
Yeah. At this point, you do notice that the bartender has stepped from behind the bar and is, and although he has not raised it yet, has in his hand a trident. What's going on back there?
Well,
Nothing.
You come in here and you're bothering
This is really important. Those guys don't want to wait.
You come in here and you're bothering my patrons.
I'm trying to persuade Stitch to essentially, hey. Ooh. Just misunderstand it without being any harm.
No problems.
Stitch, play along. You'll be rich. Not a problem about it. Those guys have money. Play just a bit. Hot-headed.
At this point, Snitchy is just like confused. You can tell he's barely listening to you. He's trying to basically console his, obviously what appears to be his wife and his child. He's terrified of this big guy that showed up and started threatening him.
valid.
And the bartender is heading towards you, saying, look, I don't know who you guys are, But if you're causing problems with my regulars here, you gotta leave. It's time to go.
Roland, do we have a problem? Or are we going to see you soon?
I don't know who you are. I don't know who any of you are. You look like my friend that I buried a few days ago. You all come in here with this random stuff telling me that I'm supposed to be meeting you. I don't know what's going on.
Is that a yes
Yes,
or a
I'm
no,
not.
mate?
And I'm going, it's me, Eddie. Just the wizards resurrected me and they have no patience.
It's me.
To me,
me,
Mario.
Eddie. Mario.
Look, I don't know who you are, but I know you're not Eddie. Yeah, I thought you might have been his brother or something. You look a bit like him, but you're not Eddie. Hang on a second, guys. Hello? Oh, right, okay. Guys, I'll be back in a couple minutes, alright? I just need to let the dogs out. Apologies.
All good.
No worries.
No worries.
Right, I'll go let them out.
I guess we should have just took the kid as collateral.
I was contemplating just killing the kid.
Alexa, end.
And there's still a chance that I will do that. Not if I don't have to. But the easiest way for us to make an escape is still for an area of effect attack, and I have a feeling that kid will die.
And the woman.
She might have slightly more hit points, but probably, yeah.
And probably Snitchy.
We're running with the hope that the threat's going to work.
Well, I was just thinking of abducting the kid and holding the kid ransom.
You
If you
guys
want me to abduct the child, I'll abduct the child. But I have a turn.
At this rate, why not just murder them both in broad daylight in front of him and then take him away?
I mean, that's a good idea, Sam. I like your thinking.
I have a plan, and I'm hoping that his fear will play into
What
it.
kind of paladin are you?
I'm not
I'm
a
not a
paladin.
paladin, I'm a barbarian. And he's a cleric. We have no morals.
Sure.
We just do
Rather,
what the fuck we want.
what kind of cleric are you?
I'm a robot.
And so we are murdering
Void of all-
kid. We're murdering the kid because we like the sword, the idea of a flaming sword, right? Like, it's not... It hasn't done
He has
enough
fuck
until...
spiders.
This cleric is devoid
Ah.
of all empathy.
Not all of it.
well.
I kept you guys alive.
This brawling man here is devoid of all logic.
There is a plan, but I just don't want to articulate it yet because then it's metagaming. But it helps that we're all in the room.
He has a cunning
Yeah.
plan.
Why do I have a feeling I know where this is going?
Funnily enough, it's only my third backup plan to kill the kid.
Well, that's not too bad.
Jesus Christ. What?
That's not too
You
bad.
let Jeffrey Dahmer in this campaign.
No, he'd have eaten him as well. He has a cunning plan.
To commit murder.
I know the kid could make for a good sacrifice.
Now that would be an
Right.
absolute
I've
fucking
let them
power
out,
play.
they're back in,
Sacrifice
baby.
a child in the middle of a fucking pub.
They immediately wanted right back in.
But that's not the plan. That's plan number 5 now.
don't
Plan
worry,
5,
baby.
sacrifice child in bar.
Alright.
Casey's thinking,
Glad
what the
you're
fuck
still
did I
with
just
us,
put my headset back onto?
Just a reminder, it will take like an hour to the sacrifice, so we'll need to keep the bar hostage for an hour. Friend of the police.
Alright,
I'm on board with it.
I don't know what's
So
worse here.
it's safe to say that Snitch and his family are fucking terrified, right?
Oh, yes. 100%. They are falling apart in terror.
This is what we like to see.
But is Snitchy terrified, or is he just scared for his family?
Both is a very good thing for me, and what I have planned.
Insight check?
Sure.
Ready? Oh yeah, I'll go for an insight check first.
Pretty shit.
Probably the best time to use luck. Is luck allowed before or after the fact? I cannot remember.
Luck is after.
Yeah.
Jolly good show. Watch me still roll terrible. Yeah, that's
Pretty
fine.
good show.
It doesn't massively change what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, you can't really tell what he's terrified of. Whether it's just his family's safety, his own safety, confusion, the fact that, you know, his wife seems to be finding out all sorts of things she didn't know before. But he's definitely not in a good place.
So at which point I'm gonna basically put the ultimatum to him. You know, I picked this fucker out of a drain, pointing to Eddie. Use this motherfucker, pointing to Tay-Tay, to stabilise him. Rich motherfucker, pointing to Hot Stuff, wants a big payday. Do you want in on this? You're the one with the knowledge. You can either make money and your family's safe, or we start having problems.
Roll me your choice, either persuasion or intimidation.
We'll go with intimidation. Hopefully. 18.
Okay. He looks at you and he says, "Look, I don't know what's going on, but if I go with you, will you leave my family alone?"
Sure.
All right, and I'll go with you. All right, I'll go with you. And he turns around and he's like to his wife, just stay, look after Sarah. And he's basically just trying to console his wife, who's at this point falling apart in tears as well.
I'll drop them a gold piece for their inconvenience.
Okay.
What
do you do
Taking them to the beach.
You head out of the bar? Are you all heading out?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that could have gone worse.
We'll take him to the beach, we'll find a nice corner, and we'll start asking him the fun questions. We know his wife's name, or his kid's name, one of the two. It's a leverage point. Who wants to cause psychological damage and get information out of him?
As you guys are heading away from the Kraken, everyone roll me perception.
$23.
16.
I'm too busy keeping focus on the geezer in front of me.
Zethian and Theodore, and Talek, everyone but Saladin, you notice that maybe 30 to 45 seconds after you leave the bar, you see the woman run screaming out of the bar for the guards. In the other direction.
I'm just going to say, well, whatever we're going to do, we're going to have to make it quick.
I mean, was the child with them?
No.
Who wants to go back and kidnap the child so that the wife doesn't go to the guard?
Fuck's sake.
I mean, at that point, we're going to have to throw down with a trident. I think guards already en route.
I'm more than happy dragging him to the beach, murdering him, and getting information out of him if we can.
In that order?
Not necessarily. Depends if we can just beat him half to death, keep him on the edge of death, bring him back with Tay-Tay's cleric abilities, and then get more information. Same way we did with the runner that we met in that alleyway. Stepped on his balls, made him talk after bringing him back from the brink of death.
My character's kind of very shocked by your getting more and more shocked by your just blatant disregard for life. And it's very tempted to just walk home.
I see.
He's just feeling generally very disgusted with you right now.
So no one wants to kidnap a child then?
Kidnapping children and
No, we're not going to have
murdering
time
wives
for that.
and...
But Snitchy is also a criminal, and he's not going to want the police here either.
So we take him to a dark corner of the beach, get information out of him, and if the police turn up, we just rely on the fact that he's not good. Snit.
I mean, it's in his best interest as well to not have to deal with the police.
I've not
What's
been
his
on many
nickname again?
beaches that have
Yeah.
a dark corner.
How's it called there?
His literal nickname is Snitchy.
Exactly.
It could be ironic.
Okay, you managed to
Okay,
get him to the beach.
Still,
What's the plan from there?
All this for a flaming sword.
keep punching him in the dick until he tells us about who put him onto
First,
the flaming sword and the lady worth robbing.
and
Use
first,
brimstone if you want to start causing him pain.
try to find a part of the beach where there's like less people. You know, hopefully no people. Like,
Again,
by the
it's,
place
it's, a,
and-
it's a cold
yeah,
water
but-
beach. It's not the right time of year, so the beach is not that busy. So finding an
Yeah,
empty
the longer
spot
we
is
start-
not that bad.
Yeah.
And the longer we spend looking, the more chance there is of guards coming to the beach and starting looking.
So what exactly is it that you ask him?
So, who informed you about the elf lady in that nice alleyway with a pretty sword, some magical armour, and a lovely cloak?
I don't know
This would be a
who
really
it
good
was.
time, Sam, for you to get brimstone out.
I don't know who it was, alright? It was an anonymous job. We got an envelope with money and instructions. I don't know who it was.
Just
Gonna
kind
need
of
more
start
than
patting
that.
brimstone on my shoulder.
I don't have more than that. We had a
Well, you could tell me
we had a place
where you picked up the envelope.
He's gonna fucking kill me for this. From Marlowe, alright?
From Marlowe.
Yeah.
Who's Marlowe?
He looks kind of confused at that point. Marlowe? Stone-tied?
Treat me like I'm a 5-year-old. Give me everything.
The bartender you were just...
Oh. Okay.
Okay, and if we want to get information from Marlowe, what are the nice magic words to talk to him about? Because he doesn't trust us, and he doesn't trust anyone. And he would definitely not trust us now. You and your family's safety relies on every single bit of information that will make our life easier.
You usually need an introduction, alright? From someone higher up than me before he'll speak to you.
Okay. And can you put us onto a path to speak to someone like that?
No. I only knew one, and you killed him.
Well, that's very unfortunate for you.
Look, I don't know what else I can tell you. I've given you everything I've got. I told you where we got the job from. I don't know who hired us. I can't. Look, I don't know what else you want.
You can't seriously tell me you've been in this line of work for long enough and you only know one person at a higher level than you that can create an introduction into this line of work. You're absolutely full of shit.
This was my second job, alright?
My advice is it's also your last job.
Yeah. I'm not cut out for this. I wanted to buy Sarah something nice for her birthday, but I couldn't afford it. And it just... I'm done with it, alright? I'm done.
No. I don't think you are. I think you're the only person we have left with any sort of chance of getting us inside this side of things. Would you like to perish, or would you like to be a mole?
He kind of looks at one of you telling him to be done, and the other one telling him this, and he's like... almost kind of... like he's almost wordlessly begging you to just say he can be done.
Coles. I think this guy does not have the backbone or the constitution for what you want him to do. I think the easiest thing now for us to do is just go in, speak to the barkeep. He's gonna know now that we're more than ready to throw might around if need be. This guy honestly is useless. Like, he's probably lucky he didn't die in the alleyway, honestly.
He's just
like, he's got no spine, he's got no constitution, he's got no grit, he's got no bravery. Like, he's just a worm that needs to just sit at home with his family, because he's going to be as much use to us as a wet bag.
I don't believe it, because Snitchy is the one that put the thugs onto the elf lady, saying that she was, carrying bags of swag. He says it's only his second job, but he wasn't even there for that job because the runner was separate to Snitchy. And also, you don't get a nickname if it's only your second job, unless you were shit on your first job. And if your nickname is Snitchy from the first job, they probably would have killed you. I'd argue he's better if we have leverage over him and keep him alive, or just fucking murder him.
Can I roll for perception to see if I think he's right?
When they're dead.
You can roll insight.
No, but we know where we know his family members' names and what they look like.
You know one of them.
I rolled 18 on the inside.
Yeah. As far as he actually terrified, you watch as he pisses himself as he shakes in terror. He is scared.
I was going to get into. Do I think he's lying or not?
With that roll, you get the impression that, at least in the broad strokes, his story that he's telling is the truth as he knows it, yes. There might be the little... Was it his second job? Was it his third job? Little bits of things here and there. But the broad strokes of where he got the letter from, the fact that he doesn't know who hired them, the fact that he got into this for the reasons he said, all of that does ring fairly true.
Yeah, this guy doesn't have the minerals for anything beyond delivering a letter.
I'm still thinking of killing him. I'm saying it as I'm looking at him. Do you at least know where the sword is? That you guys nicked.
Yeah, it got fenced. That was the whole point.
That makes sense.
Can you give us more than fenced?
Not really.
Who is your fence?
It goes to Marlowe. He drops it to somewhere takes it somewhere, and money comes back.
I think Marlowe is our best bet. I think this guy is absolutely useless to us, and he needs to just
get on with his life.
Cut his losses, get on with his life, move out of the city or whatever.
Roll at this point.
I know where this is going. Police, isn't it?
It's the sound of the police. Guns don't kill people. Saladin coals do.
Okay, so Talek and Zethian, you at this point notice the sound of armored footsteps heading in your direction.
Well, honestly, here's what's going to happen.
Put him in the box.
No.
We don't need him.
Snitchy, you're saying this is a complete misunderstanding through drinking, and you don't want to charge anything. You're also going to be cutting this idea of a life that you can get fancy gifts and stuff for Sarah. You're moving out of the city and away from here because you really are not cut out for this, and if you stay in the city, you're probably going to end up dead.
And he's just kind of nodding along with you as you speak.
And also, you're going to need to change your pants.
He kind of looks down and starts sniffling a bit. Yeah. About the time the guards come around the corner and see the five of you. What's going on here?
Oh, just helping this gentleman organise his future with the fine lady that is with you.
I've very much also got my cloak hood up, and I'm looking down and not looking at any guards whatsoever.
Okay. As the guards are kind of looking around, and they kind of look over at Snitchy or Roland, depending on how who you are addressing him. They say, "Is everything all right?" And he just kind of wails, "I need to stop drinking," and kind of mumbles off into sobbing a bit.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna go up
Just
to the
give him a
guards.
nice warm hug, pat him on the back like everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. we'll go up to the guards and say we had an informant that told us he would know some stuff, and I'm going to show like the Serafina writ that we have. I'm going to say it's just about the certain business we've been conducting, but it's all a false alarm, and this poor guy apparently has become the victim of someone's drunken vendetta, so we're just trying to help him sort his life out.
They have a look over the letter. And yeah, it looks genuine to them, and they kind of nod and look a bit confused and move on.
Right.
And I'm just gonna go up to the wife, say,
Well, she's not here.
it was just, she's not here? Oh, okay,
No.
then that makes it even easier. We won't have to deal with her then. So sort of just give Snitchy a kick up the ass, tell him that he needs to get himself straightened and out of this place, probably before nightfall.
He agrees with you, and as soon as you let him, he's off running. Or stumbling. Or,
And then I think we need to then I think we need to go and talk to Marlowe.
Now that, you know, he's not going to see Snitchy coming back in, he's just seen us take him out, and we're going to go back in without him. That's going to go well.
That's okay, we've got a business deal for him. He's a businessman at the end of the day.
Okay.
Do we have any bargaining chips left?
Yeah, that's a
Yes.
business proposition.
We're pretty much unscrupulous killers that can effectively get the jobs done.
What could go wrong? If he pulls that trigger,
Considering
I would like to be ready to give him a nice
considering his big guys that he sent on this mission to get the cloak and the sword, half of them ended up dead. Another one's now running off to reevaluate his life.
or snitch on us.
He won't snitch on us. He's too terrified.
It's literally his name.
It is, but his name is also not. I want to see my wife and child get murdered.
All we did was shout at him and he caved like a deck of cards, bruv. He is
Exactly.
not liable. We should have killed him.
Nah, he'll be out of the city.
Does anyone have a grenade left? We could play grenade hot potato with Marlowe.
I've got a grenade
Oh
left.
no.
I'm not actually... Well, unless we're into it.
But no, his excellent team that are supposed to murder an elf lady have all ended up dead or otherwise indisposed, so...
Yeah, but they still got the sword and the armour.
It's also a question of
We've got a cloak.
if we find in the bar there. Casey, there were other patrons in the bar, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm down to fight him. It's just in the middle of the day we'll probably get guards.
Marlowe's a businessman, and he's not going to want his bar going up in flames either. Regardless of how close it is to the water or how much water he can get over there.
I trust your judgment and I am at your mercy. You tell me what to do.
Sure, let's go.
You just gotta
I'll just
look
keep nodding in the
menacing and be
background.
big.
Okay, so you guys head
Until you
back
need me to do
to
something
the
stupid.
Kraken.
Yeah.
Okay. You head back inside. You immediately notice that the atmosphere of the bar is very different. For one, as you open the door, it's not anywhere near as dim in here. It's a lot brighter in here. That added brightness
I mean, that's
does
handy.
allow you to see that there are currently no patrons in this bar, but there are 6 very large fishmen of some kind
Only 6.
standing at the sides of the bar, watching the door. And one of them, as you start to come in, whoever's the first of you that comes through the door, you immediately hear in a very wet, gurgling voice that I have no hope of trying to imitate, "Bar's closed. Come back tomorrow."
And I just say, "That's fine, I have business to deal with, Marlowe."
"Not here right now. Bar's closed."
Just leave him a message and say, "Business proposition. Snitchy's had a change of heart."
We'll tell him. Bar's still closed.
That's fine. The beer's not too good anyway.
He kind of does a shrug, like he kind of almost agrees with you on that one.
And then I just
What
leave.
when is Marlo back? How soon will he be back?
Tomorrow.
You've kicked the bartender out of his own bar.
No. He left.
Hmm?
Are they also Tritons?
No. Does anyone have any knowledge? Well, George, you've been around the sea quite a bit, haven't you? So you would
I have my history of
recognize-
Dawntide, that's about it.
You would recognize one of these guys, probably. These are Saluans.
They're not exactly friendly gazers,
No.
if memory serves correct.
No. Not normally. Often referred to by coastal settlers as the Sea Devils. They are known to be creatures that, for all intents and purposes, seem to be unable to comprehend what compassion is on a racial level.
6 of them, 4 of us. What do you reckon?
Can I get the spelling, by the way, of the race? Because it has like H's and G's in them in really fucking weird places if it's what I think it is.
S-A-H-U-A-G-I-N,
The shit from D&D, from Baldur's Gate.
I believe is right.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate in the dungeon, yeah? Underwater.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just gonna sort of give a little nudge to the geezers. They're fucking bad news. I won't give them the actual name, I'll just give them, they're called Sea Devils for a fucking reason.
But weren't you trying to summon the devil in your rituals with sacrifices earlier?
Yeah, but not a sea one.
Not this one.
Wrong.
Potato, potato.
I would not exactly have money on them being patrons of this bar, let alone the man that runs the bar leaving it in their company. You know, I think it's time we share a drink with these fine fellows.
I mean, you're the one that has some relatable background with these guys, not us. So.
Can I get any body language from them, Casey, of are they just vibing, having a drink, or are they as dodgy as I think they might be?
Oh no, they're stood looking at the door with weapons in their hands. They're obviously...
Which was contrary to everyone else that was in the bar previously.
Yes.
They had weapons on their sides or on their backs, I'd guess, not in their hands.
Yeah, they
No, these guys
motivated the rest
very
of the
much
patrons.
look like
to
they are
okay.
guarding the bar.
Yeah, they definitely motivated the patrons to leave.
I don't trust them, lads.
But I think we're like in this weird situation where we're thinking about fighting them or not fighting them. I think the bar is empty. I'm taking the first shot. At this point, I haven't fought in a while. I'm taking the first shot at them.
Do you know what I
And
really
just then, let's
fancy? A
Lads.
kebab.
Are you
I'm
taking
with
it
you.
out of
Right to like
He's throwing the first shot. I'm ready to fucking
Right.
follow it straight up.
Yeah, I think we're talking about it.
Okay. Give me
Go
just a
fuck.
second.
6 of them, but 4 of us. Hopefully none of them look like
Oops. What have I done?
In the middle of a pub that is known for crime.
Hello.
Why do we have to sacrifice anything?
We learned
That's funny.
last time we wanted to pay so much money to get Brimstone to do the sacrifice, so now we can just do the sacrifice. So cheap.
Why do we want to do the sacrifice in the first place?
We were
So-
ready to pay a lot of money for it. But research.
Can you guys hear me
Not
all right?
research.
Yes.
You're forwarding the cause of the people who we're trying to investigate.
Oh, but for my benefit.
For our
No.
benefit.
It's not often. It's not often I agree with him, but I kind of agree with Zephian in this.
All right. I'm gonna use the key
Mostly because I want the
don't have
Paladin's
another
library.
pub map at the moment. You guys can arrange yourselves. Oh, I haven't brought you over to this map, have I? Oh, shoot.
Wow. Doesn't happen often, but yeah, I am semi-aligning with Zephian, purely because I want access to that Paladin's library.
And not to be shunned for eternity.
I mean,
We have to
shunned,
prove it first.
shunned happens.
Remember, it's only half my fault. And by that I mean like 75%.
95%.
Yeah, valid.
Why is that?
And that's me being kind.
I was going to try and use the guy as a mole, but you guys wanted to be nice and set him free and not traumatise his
I
family.
mean, he was never going to be a good mole.
Like I said, he would have been as useful as a chocolate teapot.
Yeah.
Well, technicalities.
Not technicality, it's just a fact.
And not even good chocolate. We're talking like the pound shop knockoff Whisper Bar chocolates.
You know, that's
Alright, you
incredibly
guys
bitter
can-
and doesn't actually taste very nice.
You guys can arrange yourself what order by the doorway you want to be in for the start of the fight.
There's 6 of them.
I think the first one who spoke was you, wasn't it, Richard?
Yeah. I think where we are is
Followed by me
probably.
running my mouth because apparently I don't know when to shut the fuck up.
I think where we are is probably ideal.
And I will be right back. If I miss a turn, someone take mine for me, please.
Actually, with it being about to be the start of combat, I could use a 5-minute break as well before we start, just for the
No
little.
worries.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Little.
Anyway, we couldn't have taken Sam's turn for him because he hasn't rolled initiative.
True.
I mean, no one has yet.
Nope.
Do you want us to?
Everyone can go ahead and roll initiative, though.
Can I ask whether or not this is a solid entity in the middle here? Is this like a table or...
For the purpose of this, say, no, it's not. It's just the only map I had.
Oh, I've got to click on me, haven't I, and then roll it.
Yes.
Look at the absolute
It rolled off a 19.
the absolute polar opposites from my shit roll and my good roll. Have you guys messed about with the VTT from D&D Beyond yet after you got those codes, or?
Not yet. I've heard things about it, but I haven't messed with it.
Yeah, I'm mildly curious on it, mostly because I also really don't like the VTT model itself from like the separate program. The one where you have to buy the license fee and then you have to buy all of everything else on top of the license fee and all of that.
Yeah. I get that part. The VTT, the 3D VTT that they're doing seems to have a long way to go, from what I can see.
Yeah.
And it very much seems like it's going to be, you want a tavern, pay money. You want a cave, pay money. You want a sewer, pay money.
Yeah. You wanna...
Not even including it in the source books and shit that you've already bought.
No sign
Like
of that
Tales
yet.
of the Yawning
No.
Portal, where you know you've got like a handful of maps.
Yeah.
No signs of that yet, no.
Yikes. Not surprising, but yikes.
I honestly still think Roll20 is the best one out of the options. currently.
Roll20 has been the best for years.
Yeah.
It was best before D&D Beyond started. D&D had a deal with Roll20, and basically if you bought the books on one platform, you had them on the other platform.
Yeah.
And then D&D Beyond started. And that all
Yeah,
stopped.
Then Hasbro realised, hang on a minute, there's some good money to be made here.
Mm-hmm.
The annoying
And
part
it
is they
is a-
didn't even do it right when they tried the tabletop though, because we tried it for like the very first session, and you couldn't do it between DM layers. You couldn't do it between player layers, map layers. You just had everything all at once, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, no, you had a DM layer, but the problem was that if something was on the DM layer and it happened to be next to something that you had on the player layer, even though you couldn't see it, it would still drag it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
collision was there even though it should be there.
But I mean, it's a known thing that the person who initiated all of the stuff for the VTT is a Hasbro employee that has nothing to do with D&D.
Yeah.
This is a Hasbro wants more money thing, not a D&D thought it would be a good idea thing.
Yeah. No, and obviously Roll20 is system agnostic as well, which is why it also has so much more of a following outside of. You can play
Critical Role.
Savage Worlds. Savage Worlds is actually probably one of my favourite systems. It just doesn't get as...
nice.
It's definitely a more convoluted system than like a 5th Ed or a 2024, but it's there as like a whole sandbox system, right? So it's like you get out of Savage Worlds what you put into Savage Worlds.
Yes, I loved Savage Worlds. But I mean, I loved GURPS.
GURPS is fantastic. It's still fantastic.
Yeah.
There are definitely systems that require very high commitment from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing either.
No.
They just appeal to more of the, in quotes,
I'll tell you another game that I absolutely adore to this day, even though it's had no updates and will never have any updates. Dangerous Journeys.
Not sure I've heard of that one.
It's another Gygax created game.
Ah.
Dangerous Journeys is actually the game that Gygax created after TSR booted him off the board.
Interesting.
And it's one of the very few games that I know of that you can die during character creation.
Wait, what?
That's brilliant.
Yeah. It's
Absolutely terrible.
It's also a game where character creation can take 8 to 12 hours sometimes for a group.
I mean, that's not terrible though.
It's very much
Character creation is great.
It's very much that your character grows as you build it. Literally to the point of like you're a young child. Some event happens to you. One of those 20 events is you die as a child. Other ones will give you stats or bonuses as you go up. And it's like, okay, you get to your teenage years. Something happens to you. One of those 20 things might be you die of the plague. But the other 19
awesome.
will give you some bonus to your character.
That's awesome.
But yeah, there are multiple points in character creation where your character, you can just die.
There was a game I really, really enjoyed when I was in uni, and that was Worlds Without Number, which is another sandbox one. And we had our law professor, the professor there that was for law. He was the GM, and he had been running it for the length of time he had been tenured there. So this whole world he'd created had been created over 25, 30 years. And it was a fantastic system. Incredibly convoluted and complex, unnecessarily so in some aspects. But that really was if you're sitting down for a session, prepare for a 6-hour plus session, because there's a whole lot to go through with it.
Well, I think I've said to a couple of people in the group before, I don't know if I've said to everyone, but the group that I used to game with, we used to at points pick up by meeting up at my friend's house on a Friday after work, ordering pizza. We would start gaming. We would game until 3 or 4 in the morning, crash on the floor, wake up, go to the Waffle House to breakfast, take a set of dice with us, continue the game over Saturday breakfast, come back, continue the game while we grilled lunch together on Saturday, play through ordering takeaway again on Saturday night, crash on the floor again at 3 or 4 in the morning, play through Sunday, and then finish just in time Sunday evening to sleep for a couple hours before we went to work on Monday. We would game from Friday afternoon until Sunday evening.
I think the only times I did that was with first edition Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay.
Yeah, we were doing this in D&D 2nd edition and then into D&D 3rd edition. And into GURPS, Robotech, Rift,
Robotech. So much fun.
Mage, Vampire, Werewolf, Changeling, Hunter, Demon. I'll introduce you guys to some of these games at some point in the future. White Wolf. If you guys want to go dark, let me introduce you to White Wolf games.
Didn't I literally just suggest killing and kidnapping a child?
George,
That kind of darkness?
George, just to give you an idea of where one of our games went, that was finally the line where someone in the group said, maybe we're going a little bit too far, was when the group, as a group of werewolves, had massacred a bus of school children, found out that the teacher was pregnant, ripped the fetus out and started playing soccer with the fetus.
I mean,
And someone
I would
finally
have
said,
been that
okay, you
person
know what?
suggesting it.
Maybe we back it up a little.
This is my kind of game.
So, yeah, I can do dark.
I think the only really dark one I played was Cult back in the day.
You never played any of the World of Darkness games?
No, I always wanted to try the World of Darkness ones, but I could never find a group that wanted to play the World of Darkness ones.
I have. When we take a break from D&D, I have a World of Darkness setting that George, you especially, will have a great laugh over. It is a setting that I refer to as the Disney World of Darkness. That is basically set on a map of the Disney properties where all of the various preternatural groups, the changelings, the vampires, the werewolves, the hunters, the demons, all control various sections of various parks and are at war with each other in a microcosm of the great game.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
One I did want to try was, it's relatively new, I think the Kickstarter is being delivered now, but that was Dante's Inferno, which they were writing for 5th Ed.
I've seen that one, but not tried it.
No. But no, Cult was probably the darkest I played, and that just ended up with like who could be the edgiest of edgelords.
Yeah, Demon kind of fell into that a bit with the World of Darkness games. By the way, Vampire, Changeling, Werewolf, Demon, and Hunter were all set in the World of Darkness series. Which game you were playing depended on which of these types you were, but all of them existed in the same world. Oh, yeah. Changeling is my favorite of all favorites.
Was it locked to werewolf, or did they have things like were-rat, were-bear, and a couple of the others?
Oh no, those all existed
was it just
as well.
Werewolf.
No. It was called werewolf, but all of the were types existed. They were supplementary books. They weren't in the main book. The main book was the tribes of werewolves who ruled the society. All of the other were creatures were lesser in the totem pole kind of thing.
Fair.
Alright,
well, not fair, but
I don't think that we're getting Sam back for the moment, so we'll go ahead and kick off without him. Theodore, before initiative even starts, you said you were taking the first shot. So, what do you to kick things off?
Hand shot first.
Oh, that guy looks too stupid in front of everyone else. Why is he so important? I'm just gonna shoot. And it is 16.
And a 16 hits. Actually, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. A 16 misses.
Oh.
I was looking at the wrong stats.
Okay.
16 misses. Shit. Okay.
At which point, that's your surprise round. And then we go immediately back to you, Theodore, at the top of the initiative itself.
Because I have something that I've just added to my thing last time. Grasp into darkness stuff. There's a creature that appears there. I don't fully 100% understand how it works, but I'm willing to just go with it and try with it. And I want to try to cast that. I mean, Athena doesn't know how it works either, so it is that 1d6 tentacle appears.
Okay, we're going to that.
If that's alright.
It certainly is.
Are we in danger?
Yes.
I don't
Roll
think
a
so.
d6.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. You rolls a 1. Your party has died. You wasn't meant to roll a 1.
That's fine. Oh,
Oh boy.
shit. It says all creatures, not all enemy creatures.
Huh?
Oh boy.
Does it? It says all creatures within range. Oh, sorry. Just before it says all creatures, not all enemy
Yes,
creatures.
it does.
And sorry, I forgot to say, if that's alright, it is a 30 feet radius, so what I wanted to do, move a bit forward to capture the people in front of me in it. But because I forgot that it's all creatures, I'm fine with my guys being captured as well. Is that okay if I move a bit forward?
Yeah. So
And
move
cast
your,
it, like,
take your,
next to that,
take your
yeah.
movement forward, and then tell me where you're casting the spell.
So it is... Yeah,
You can cast it
come forward.
up to 30 feet away from you. Where do you want to cast it to?
Yeah, let's say in front of them, like, over here.
Where's that again? Okay, there.
Yeah, just in front of them, let's say.
Okay. Give me just a second.
Guys, you'll see
It's
my
gonna be the
new
funniest shit
friend.
if we all just die immediately in this fight.
Oh man.
So, let me... About there?
Yep.
You all watch as Theodore steps forward, reaches his hands out, and this purplish black hole begins to just swell around him and down into the floor of the tavern, at which point this 15-foot long tentacle thing that looks like it has eyes on the tentacle reaches out of this black hole and starts moving around.
Oh boy.
Now then, as it
Someone's
does
gonna get
that,
attacked.
all creatures with intelligence 7...
Intelligence 7. Damn you, my intelligence 8.
I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Everyone roll me a d20.
Any modifiers?
I'm just going to get you that now. A
I assume I don't need to.
d20...
Do I need to as well?
You're going to roll against your existing sanity score.
I see.
Everyone else
Which
is
was
going to roll a
what?
d20 minus their wisdom modifier.
Minus the wisdom modifier.
Uh-huh.
Fuck my Oh boy.
It's,
It's a good time to be a cleric.
I did not do much better.
I rolled a 10.
Right. Let's see here.
how... Okay, so is there on DDB on any way to add like +3?
Yeah, you would do. You could in the chat box type /roll 1d20 plus 3. And that should do it.
+3? I thought it was minus.
No, not for him.
Which is +3.
You bastard.
Roll D.
See,
And I wanted to lick that tentacle.
He knows about this stuff, so he gets to add a save to his, whereas you all don't.
And he still rolled worse than both of us.
I know, but mine is also minus because I'm a cleric, unfortunately.
Well, okay.
Just to set the scene as theater is doing it, my emotion is like, let me show you this cool new trick that I have just learned. And this
That's
is
not
like,
a rabbit you've pulled out of your hat. That's a fucking elfish
exactly.
pig.
I'm like,
Oh,
look
and
what I
roll
can
for
do now.
Zethian as well. So
I ain't
Zethian,
about to be hentai.
okay.
I've seen what's happened. I've seen what happens to those Japanese schoolgirls in these movies.
So let's start at the top. George, you are afraid.
Ruh-roh.
You
I'm
are
scared.
you are
That could
afraid
be worse.
of the tentacle. You are under the fear condition.
Justifiably so.
That's
Talek,
inconvenient, but I can deal with it.
Talek, you are afraid.
Yeah.
Vlad, somehow Theodore is afraid even of his own creation here. And then as we go through these guys, not afraid. 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 Not afraid. Not afraid. Very much afraid. Okay.
So we're now doing this fight under disadvantage. Awesome.
And then the tentacle is going to attempt to grapple, and he's going to pick one of these guys here that's not afraid, just for the heck of it. He's going to make his...
Fuck.
And you watch as this thing comes up, and all of you immediately are terrified of whatever this thing is. And it grabs one of the Siluans and just yanks it into the hole. Gone. That one's gone.
I mean,
Talek, you're up.
well,
You cannot move closer to this thing.
nope. And I'm afraid of it until I can get out of line of sight with it, which I can't really do because it's a giant fucking tentacle in the middle of the room. So everything I do is at disadvantage. Well then. Well, this makes things a little more interesting. I'm gonna at least try and do something, I guess. The one that's at the front, I'm gonna fling a guiding bolt his way with disadvantage. Nope, that misses.
Nope, that's a miss.
Bonus action, I'm gonna throw my spiritual weapon next to him.
Okay.
Spiritual weapon, I'm assuming can't be afraid.
That is correct.
And then I can immediately make an attack with the spiritual weapon. My spiritual weapon is still just going to be like a floating spectral golden bonk stick hammer. Not that it really matters because you don't have to choose blunt damage or anything anyway. But
No.
and then I'm going to roll to see if I can
Putting
bonk
it
him.
here, is that right?
Yeah, and then I'll immediately roll to see if it can bonk him on the head. With a 20,
Hits.
and that will do 7 damage.
Okay, got it. Oh, no.
And then that is my turn over.
7 damage. And then we are up to this guy's turn. Now, not being afraid, but still seeing this giant thing in front of him, he's going to attack it because it just ate one of his friends. So it's going to start out with that, which will hit. Followed by that, which will not.
And in case this thing only stays for 1d10 rounds.
Correct.
Okay.
So each time we come to your turn, we need to increment that by 1, and you just need to track that for me. All right.
Yeah, that's fine. Have you rolled it, or do I roll it? Do I actually know how long it will stay?
Oh, actually,
Um,
good call. I will roll to see how many it is, and then
Nat 1, nat 1, nat
Just roll a
1.
1.
okay, I've rolled it. You don't know how many it is.
I like that. Yeah. For this particular school of magic, yes.
All right. Next
You don't know
up,
what you're gonna get, how many, how long, like, it's just...
yeah, there could have
Yeah,
been
okay.
6 of these things. Okay, this guy is up next. Yeah. So he's going to step to here, meaning that he does not get an attack of opportunity from the hammer because he's still within its range. And he's going to go after Theodore. So he's going to start with a bite,
Treat her a lesson.
does nothing,
Nope.
and then a trident stab for a 19.
Yeah, that hits.
That's going to do 18 piercing damage to you.
Jesus Christ. Yep.
Alright, next up, this guy. Now, if you want to get an attack of opportunity on him with the hammer, you can do.
Yep. He'll get a bonk. 17.
Hits.
And that'll do 11 damage.
Okay. Got it. Saladin, you're up. And you are also afraid of this tentacle.
Did we get a chance to counter the fear, or is that only at the end of turns, or is that just we're fucked?
This turn you do not. Starting with next turn, you will.
Lovely. And I have one more Molotov of Joy left. Do you remember what we classified it as? The one that's
As for
50%
grenade-
oil, 50% vodka with a
Oh,
load of ball
those.
bearings.
No, but we'll say vodka and ball bearings, Molotov,
And oil.
and oil. Let's say 2d6 fire and a d6 piercing from the ball bearings.
Alright. And hit? Are we talking my strength or my
Dexterity
Dex.
for a throw.
dexterity
Dex
for
for
throw?
a throw. It's
Right.
basically an improvised
I'm gonna-
thrown weapon.
Aim to hit it sort of like about there,
Okay.
with the aim of it hitting maybe 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
And with a flat dex, that's going to be ugly as fuck, probably. For an 8.
So it's not going to hit there. Now roll me a d10.
Oh no.
Okay, and then roll me another d10 from there.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
I'm in
So
danger.
It lands pretty much on the tentacle. So I'm going to
Not great.
say dexterity saves from all of those. Obviously, the hammer. I don't even know if it has dex.
No, if it gets hit, it just evaporates. By
Right.
looks of it.
It has no hit points.
Boom, boom. No. No, I can see.
Okay. Theodore, roll me a save, and these three will do the same. Dexterity save.
Yeah, I'll use my luck on this one.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
Oh,
So you're going to
just
take
luck.
half.
Yeah, yeah.
One of them's going to take half. The other two are going to
Oh.
take full. So George, roll me 2d6 and then another d6.
So 3d6, yeah?
Well, no, because it needs to be separate because it's different types of damage.
Yeah, it's 2d6
Okay,
fire.
so 2d6 together.
Yeah.
And then one separate, yeah. Okay. So Vlad, you're going to take 4 and then 3.
Yeah, I'm down.
Fuck.
He did 18 damage.
Serves you right for bringing
There is
in
also
the
a-
hentai monster.
There's a reason why I held back on doing what I was about to do. Because when I activate my rage, I can bring you up from the dead.
Oh. Okay, so I'm at 0.
So, throw, activate my rage, which means that you get... Where is it? Start each turn. You get... Oh shit, you get 2 hit points. Which is better than being dead.
That's
True.
temporary hit points.
Yeah. But
Alright.
I have a sneaking suspicion the difference of, you know, being dead and getting temporary hit points maybe stabilizes. That's up to Casey's discretion though.
Yeah, that will mean that you are stable, you're not making death saves.
Oh,
But,
okay.
because you have no actual hit points, you don't actually come back to consciousness with that.
No.
Okay.
I only fucked you a little bit. Just the tip. I'm so sorry.
Next up, this
I'm
guy
not, but it's funny.
is going to run. This guy is going to run. And then who wants to take Zethian's turn for him, since Sam is not back with us yet?
Well,
Who's the most sensible of
let
us?
Theodore.
Probably Richard.
Theodore likes shooting.
Sure.
Does anyone have his character up on
okay.
D20? On D&D Beyond, rather?
Yeah. Yeah, just open it now.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume it would be his mark, hunter's mark, on the guy in front of me, and that does additional 1d6. And I'm just shooting. It's laser rifle +6. Yeah, let's go. Oh, what is it not? Oh, it doesn't let me click it. Yeah, just give me a second. Roll. Let's be +6. Yes. See what I get. Oh, I'm rolling like Sam does. It's 11.
Yep, that's
I assume
a
it doesn't
miss.
At least it keeps it realistic.
Yeah.
Valid.
Alright. So,
Next round.
we increment the ticking clock by 1, and Theodore, you're up.
Okay, so that is basically 1 round has passed for it. Yeah, well, I can't do anything, but I'm also not doing death saves or death, so yeah.
Correct.
Can't do anything as far as it's done.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Telek, you're up.
Okay. What shall...
Sorry, Casey, before Tele goes, doesn't the creature go? Doesn't
You're
the
right,
creature go?
it does.
And is he allowed to not be afraid anymore?
I've got a roll.
Or is he passed out?
Well, yeah, Theodore would not be afraid anymore because he's unconscious.
Yeah.
And then each person will then roll on their turn to see if they're still afraid. For now, though, this guy's going to roll a save to see if he can escape. And the tentacle eats another one. Reaches out,
Excellent.
grabs it, draws it into the hole.
Excellent.
And then, Telek, we're up to you.
Okay, so I'll do my wisdom save to see if I can shake my fear.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not going to happen because I rolled a 5.
You do not.
And then I'm gonna I will use a channeled divinity to restore health to Theodore. I'm going to give you 4 health, so at least you're not dead, I guess.
Thank you.
Not great, but it could be worse. And then I'm going to attempt a I'm going to fling a guiding bolt at the one that's in front of yeah, the one in front of Theodore. I'm going to attempt a guiding bolt. Roll with disadvantage. Fuck you, game.
Nope.
And then well, that'll be me, and then I guess my hammer's just going to try and bonk him as well. A spiritual weapon, which rolls 15, which also doesn't do anything. Awesome.
Nope.
That's my
Which
turn.
means that he is then up. He is going to try to bite Theodore to begin with. Missing. And then stab Theodore again. You're the guy that created this giant thing. That's going to miss as well.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Ooh, that's lucky.
Alright.
Very lucky.
This guy is going to be up next. He's running the rest of the way to the corner. And then he's going to roll to see if he can shake off his fear. Which he does not. Saladin.
Cool. I can roll again to give temporary hit points to big doors. Now that he's stabilised, will it count as actual hit points for him though?
Yeah, he's alive now. I gave him 4 health.
Yeah, he's actually got health now, so yes.
Sweet. Hopefully he gets 2 again. I'm rolling dreadfully, you son. I'm so sorry. But you're not technically dead.
That is good. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Go on.
If I then add more temporary hit points to myself, it adds on top of that, or it doesn't
No, you
replace it?
replace the old temporary hit. You replace the 2 temporary hit points you had with the 2 temporary hit points you just got.
Yeah.
But now you're relatively up and about, I think.
Well, he was that because Taylor healed him as well.
Yeah.
True.
He's now at 4 hit points and then 2 temporary.
Better than nothing.
Big 6.
Can I roll to take away the fear now, or do I have to do that at the end of the turn?
That's at the end of your turn.
End of the turn. Okay, so I can't get closer. And I don't want to kill you. I think.
I mean, he did just summon this thing that you're really scared of.
I'm scared of a lot of things.
Are you more scared of the fishman or the tentacle? Who's your real enemy here?
Theodore.
What I can do without getting closer is move 15 feet over here. I'm not moving closer, I'm moving circular, which allows me to throw with my spare hand, single hand trident attack at the geezer next to doors.
Okay.
For a 24.
Definitely hits.
Lovely. Let's make sure the rage damage actually counts if I've got the right counter on. Lovely. So it should be 1d8 plus 3 and whatever. 6. Anything to do with big doors, I roll a 1. I'm so sorry, mate. 6 in total.
Fine.
Oh, actually, fuck it. While I'm here, Hills tumble. Let's put him on the ground.
Can you do that with a ranged weapon?
When I hit a creature
Oh,
with an
Okay.
attack roll. Hills tumble is really kind of nuts.
yes it is.
I can do it with a gun. As long as it's an attack roll, he just goes prone. I can only do it twice per long rest, but
Yeah.
it's not
I guess
often
that
that
is
he's
the balance. Yeah.
further down the list. Yeah. Fuck him
Okay.
up, doors. You've got this.
This guy is up next. Into the corner. And then rolls to get rid.
Remember, now you finished your turn,
Fails.
so you can see if
Oh
you're
yeah,
still
roll your
asleep.
wisdom, Saladin.
Is it wisdom -1 still, or just flat wisdom?
Still minus.
It's a D20 minus your wisdom mod still, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever I roll, it's -2 because I can't be asked. 17.
You are no longer afraid.
Hey! That trident throw was all I needed.
And this guy is no longer afraid after he backs up against the wall. Zethian's up again.
Right. Oh, should I close that then just a sec?
Okay, it's a D20 plus 6 for his gun.
Oh yeah, it is. Roll 20 plus 6.
That'll
23.
hit. Oh, actually, roll it again. It's at disadvantage because it's a ranged attack on a prone enemy.
Oh yeah, shit.
Oh.
Thank George for that.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Still hit.
26!
Still
Even
hits.
more!
He just doesn't get the crit hit, unfortunately.
I see. It is 3d8 plus 3 plus whatever damage is on the Hunter's Mark. Let me roll.
Hunter's Mark is 1d6 damage, I think.
I think so, yeah.
.24 damage.
And then the Hunter's Mark.
And also, so let me just check spells.
It's a d6, I believe.
Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is.
Another 6. I'm doing so well as that then. But in theater, so that's 30
At the
damage.
moment, you're carrying the team, mate. You've got this.
Yes, theater,
Okay.
yeah.
He's not looking happy with himself now. Theodore, we are back around to you. Oh, Zethian can also roll his wisdom now.
Yep, his wisdom is -1, so...
Minus, minus, and minus is equals a positive.
3. So that's not gonna happen.
Math doesn't even matter on that one.
Yeah.
Alright, you're up, Theodore.
I am afraid, because now I don't know if this thing will grapple me or not. That's the fun of it.
It's up to a 50-50 chance that it will now.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you summon hentai monsters in a bar.
Fun! So fun. I think the strat was to summon it and just walk back through the door. Just see what happens. Come there and be like, I can summon one more. The left spot. Okay. I'm doing Toll the Dead, which would be 13 wisdom save for the creature in front of me.
He makes that with a 24.
Jesus Christ.
You also kind of
And
want him to
what-
survive, because otherwise it's no longer a 50-50 on who gets grabbed.
True. And just in case I'm going armor off from Agathis, it will give me 10 temporary hit points. Does that add to the 2 I already have, or does it replace them?
It replaces.
Okay, yeah. Unfortunate, but any hit points I can get at this point? And it is a second, so it was 0, turn 1, turn 2 for the creature. Tentacle.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then we're going to see who it's going to attack. In fact, just for the heck of it, Vlad, roll me a d20.
You are the orchestrator of your
With
fate.
pleasure. Let's go, everyone. 6! Oh, fuck.
Okay, now roll me a
At least I'll learn more about
athletics save to see if you can get away from the thing that's trying to grab you.
Fucking do.
Oh fuck!
Honestly,
You all-
let me... yeah, fuck it.
You all
Yeah.
watch as Theodore is grabbed and sucked into the blackness. I
then.
have to see what happens with that with you after this session, Theodore. You might we have to discuss where you
Yes, sir.
end up.
Casey, is that? Yes, sir. I thought it was grapple, or did I misunderstood how that worked?
Yeah, you are grappled,
Or is that like grapple?
and whenever
Uh-huh.
he grapples you, he pulls you into his dimension.
Oh,
So for the
I should have
moment,
used my luck, but yeah, fair.
you are somewhere. You are somewhere, but it is not this tavern.
You opened the box. Okay.
Awesome.
So seeing this, Talek, you're up.
Well then, well, I'm gonna guiding bolt the one at the back that's not afraid. With disadvantage. Nope, doesn't do anything. Bonus action.
No, that doesn't do anything.
That does absolutely nothing. And then I guess I will. I'm going to ready up a reaction of my divine spark on Coles, and I'm going to bonk the one that's prone on the head with the hammer.
Okay.
If he's
You're getting in melee of this thing.
well, no, not me. My spiritual weapon, my
Spiritual
hammer.
weapon.
And because he's prone, it's with advantage.
It is, yes. Yeah, Telek's gonna run up to it.
It's an 11, so it still doesn't do anything.
No.
And then I will try and shake my fear for the last thing I do. Which I don't shake because I roll a 9. And that is my turn.
Okay. He's going to spend half of his movement to stand up. And then, having really no choice, he's going to go 5, 10, 15.
So I'll bonk
Your
him
hammer
again.
does get an attack.
Yep. Bonk. 20.
Hits.
Will the tentacle have attack of opportunity?
4 damage.
It does as well, doesn't it? Yes.
I just done 4 damage to him.
Okay, let me mark that. The tentacle misses with rolling a 2. This guy in the back is going to try to shake off his fear
Shake it off. Shake
and
it off.
succeed.
Shake it off.
Saladin, you're up. I think after this round of
I feel
combat,
like
guys, I'm going to go ahead and need to call it for the night. As I said, I have been feeling a bit rough, and I do need to be in the office in the morning, so I need to try to get some sleep.
So good.
No worries. I'll swing to slam the shit out of this geezer and hope for the best.
Hell
Go
yeah.
for it. Definitely hits.
Only 8 damage though. Sorry, 10.
10. I mean, he's looking pretty bad. Who's up
Oh, I
there?
can give a bonus heal to the only person within range of me, which is Doors. Sorry, no, Zephian. For not a lot.
Okay, finally he shakes off his fear. He's going to move behind the bar. Zethian's up, and then we'll call it a night. Vlad, were you rolling Zethian's attack? Miss!
I will use my Divine Spark reaction to give that a +10, so it'll be a 21.
That will hit. So roll damage.
Roll the damage.
Did we get the damage, Vlad?
Oh, I forgot. Did I hit? I thought I did 11. Sorry.
Yeah, I gave you a +10 on a reaction.
Ah. Sorry, guys. I was
No
distracted.
worries.
That is.
So what, 3d8 plus...
That. Oh.
And then 1d6 for...
Don't even need it. That's enough to take
No.
him out.
Nice. Nice.
Alright, guys. We're going to go ahead and call it there for the night. That will give me a chance to catch up with Vlad about where he is. And, and get ready for next week where we can finish this up and go from
Awesome.
there.
Awesome. Monday next week.
Guys, Monday next week unless
Monday next
anything
week.
changes, yeah.
Awesome.
Alright,
Okay.
guys. I'll catch up with you later on.
Happy
See you tomorrow.